savings and give you $10.
That's not what I said.
Your savings, that's the whole point I was trying to make when you asked me for the $10, dog.
No.
That was the whole point I was trying to make. Yeah, see, you just...
When I asked you for $10, to be honest, y'all, when I asked my husband for $10, I literally just be seeing if he gonna give it to me because...
Why is he jumping like a toddler? Just because your wife asks you for $10 and she wants a divorce because she realized now that she's the one carrying the financial weight in the relationship, and you don't have $10 to give her, where she spends so much, and you're telling her that she should work more. If she doesn't have money, she should work more. The thing is that why are women spending so much on men these days? I don't know. This is not even 50-50. This is you carrying all the financial weights in the relationship. There's a difference between 50-50 because it's bringing, you're bringing. It's not bringing anything. The only thing it's bringing for you is it's telling you, I do not cheat on you and I'm faithful or something. There's something said again. Let me read this clip for you also. Watch to the end and we'll come back and discuss.
You don't have to crash out. All you got to do is accept the fact that I want a divorce and that's it. I don't
give a fuck about your divorce and I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad about that. What I'm mad about is the fuck that you're ungrateful. What I'm mad about is the fact that nothing is ever good enough for you. What I'm mad about is the fact that you can't even accept the fact that you got a good ass, not none cheating ass.
I don't care about cheating.
Yeah,
I don't. That don't lie with finances.
You want the drama, that's what you want.
No, I don't. How about
you want drama, bro?
How about I don't want no
bro? You want drama?
Nah.
You want drama, bro? Thank you.
Nah.
You right this whole time. You want drama.
I don't want no drama. I want that's gonna help me financially from beginning to end, not get comfortable throughout the time and then be like, oh, because
you supposed to just turn around in 3 months when
and then he be like, well, I'm trying. I can't tell you I'm trying. You gonna be like, what you mean you trying? You be at work every day. How the bills ain't paid? What you doing? You trying what?
If I'm going to work every day and I'm building a business on the side, how is it that I'm not doing How is it that I'm too comfortable? If I'm still doing something for now and I'm still working on something for my future, how is that getting too comfortable when I'm doing 2 things at once?
He told me I need to do stuff on the side, make faster money, do this, do that, so that way I can subside with my job that I'm doing. But my job pays the bills. I can't go find a side hustle because then I'm gonna burn myself out. So I can't do both. You have more free time than me. The job you work is a come and go. You can pick your hours. I can't do that.
Okay, because that's what you chose. You chose that.
Yeah, because I need something consistent. I don't need something to tell me when I can get on and get off and then all it is. Like, you have a cap. I don't have a cap. Okay, so how we gonna get this paid? How we gonna get it paid? How we gonna get it paid? On time. Exactly. I gotta figure this out. I gotta figure it out. I gotta figure it out. All alone. Or 401k. No that.
And I'm not trying to figure it out, you wanna?
I don't got time to keep hearing you figure it out.
You take on all the responsibility, right? You one of the only going through right? You one of the only one dealing with some right? And this is exactly what the I mean by you're selfish. How the
if I'm selfish, I'm selfish. Yup, 189 hours. It is what it is. It ain't nothing new. That's just what I gotta do.
Up here and cry and say,
go smoke because that's what you need. Go smoke. Yeah, go smoke. Yeah, because that's what you need to do. That's what you need to do.
I am smoking.
That's what he do anyway. Go smoke.
I am smoking.
Go smoke. Outside, please. Somebody come be with him. Just come get him.
Oh, now I'm cherry cake.
That's not what I said.
Yeah, you did. You said somebody come get him, somebody come be with him. I'm cherry cake. Like, you just throw me around. Like,
I don't pay. I don't know. I pay. Okay, so when I say I'm doing for my family, I'm talking about I'm paying all the bills. The $4,300 in bills that we gotta pay every month. Yes, the I am. I'm paying them bills. Why? Because I have no choice but to pay them bills. The money he make, that ain't gonna pay our bills. That's why I have to do what I have to do. Why he keeps saying I have money in savings. You're right. I do have money in savings, but that's for savings. That's not for spending. I have a spending account, an emergency account.
That's crazy, bro. So you want me to go in my savings and give you $10?
That's not what I said.
Your savings, that's the whole point I was trying to make when you asked me for the $10, dog.
No.
That was the whole point I was trying to make. Yes.
When I asked you for $10, to be honest, y'all, when I asked my husband for $10, I literally just be seeing if he gonna give it to me because he never offers to be like, hey, babe, here go $50 for your hair. Here go $10 for whatever. He never does that, right? So I'm like, babe, can I have $10? He was like, babe, I ain't even got it right now. I gotta go out and get it. And I'm like, oh. And that right there made me like, do you want to
But if I can go get it, why does it piss you off?
I don't want my to go get it. I want you to have that and be like, here.
You sound goofy in the
No, I sound realistic. Because if
I don't sell dope.
You ain't got to sell dope. I don't sell dope and I still got $10 to give. What you talking about?
I don't have what you mean. I got it to give, but I'm not going into my savings. The same point that you just made.
You don't have it to give.
Bro, the point that you just tried to make, bro, I'm not even know, bro.
You don't got it to give.
If I didn't have it right then and there, I still mess. Give me the off camera.
I said, you didn't want to give it to me, but I ain't got no choice but to give you the money that I paid.
Because I already had plans for my little spending money before you asked me to
I don't give a fuck. I be having plans for my money that I work every 2 weeks.
Okay, but at the same time, though, I still go out, nigga, and I can get this again. If I didn't have it that exact moment that you asked for, all right, baby, give me a couple hours.
This is my thing. I want my husband to be top notch, right? So when
it does take time, bro.
I'm tired. We've been together for 4 years. How long it take?
What you about? How the you feel? Every time a situation occurred, 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 we going going there. We going there. We
I
going.
feel like every situation I'm in, I always got to pitch in more financially, and that's the draining part of being with somebody. When you have to finance everything, and when you get told something and it's the opposite, it's like I don't want to do this with nobody. Like what sticks with me out of all the things my husband ever told me, even after he called me a bitch, right? What sticks with me to this day is the fact that he told me when I was going to divorce him the first time that he was going to take me for alimony. Possible that you could take whatever I done already established from me. That don't sit well with me.
I can't get none of that shit. So, yeah, he crashing out. I'm crashing the out because every time I try to get some stabilized for me, I can't even do that because the always talking about you ain't doing this or you doing the bare minimum, you doing this. Man, I've been giving and giving and giving and giving and giving before you even started giving. I was giving. That's why I say you selfish because you only think about this time period now, but you ain't thinking about all the times, man. A always come through. Even when I ain't got it, I still find a way to make this happen. But because I ain't had $10 or I didn't give you the $10 right then and there, that made you feel some way. And because, I moved so feet to go answer your question to Marcos, you feel some type of way. Now you want a divorce.
This is the time we ask this man, what do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? If your woman is taking all your responsibility and she's just asking you, it's not like she doesn't have the $10, even if she doesn't have, she's just asking you because she feels like you do not even give her from your heart if you have. You do not even give her like, oh, I'm going to give you money to make your hair. I'm going to give you money for your nails, for your cream, for your this, for your that. Something personal. It doesn't even bother. So she's like, let me ask him to give me $10. And now it's like, he doesn't have $10. $10. For a woman that spends all her money on you, on the house, buy this, buy that. I'm sure she's one paying rent. And you don't have $10. This is time we ask him, what does he bring to the table? And then women that usually do this, I don't know, what exactly are you looking for in a man? Because he's claiming that he has sacrificed everything for her. He doesn't cheat. I'm a man that don't cheat and all of that. Is it because you find a man that does not cheat, then make sure you spend all your money? Because if you start spending all your money, all the money you're making, when are you going to have money to spend on yourself? And what do you need a man for? If you're making your money and you're spending, do you know that you're spending double? Because if you're staying alone, if you're single without a man, you'll have more money than you being in the house with a man. When it comes to food, you spend ×2 or ×3. It depends on how the man eats in the house. So what exactly are women like this looking for in a man that they just, want to stick around? Anyway, I have your reaction on this video. Let me go ahead and really skip for you all to watch to the end. Then we'll come back and discuss.
So I'm like, babe, can I have $10? He was like, babe, I ain't even got it right now. I got to go out and get it. And I'm like,
This requires coffee. Give me a minute. Y'all remember when Tyler Perry had that whole thing about if all he can afford to pay is the light bill? And so many women bought into that shit and ate that shit up. Go back and watch that video. That's your fucking future if you get with a man who is financially irresponsible. That is all.
you don't have to crash out. All you got to do is accept the fact that I want a divorce, and that's it. I don't
give
want
a fuck about divorce, and I'm not mad about that. Selfish.
If I'm selfish, I'm selfish. I'm paying all the bills. The $4,300 the bills that we got to pay every month. Yes, I am. I'm paying them bills. Why? Because I have no choice.
You want me to put my savings and give you $10?
That's not what I said. I asked my husband for $10. I literally just be seeing if he gonna give it to me because he never offered to.
So sorry for the long stitch. I just had to have all my proof in order when I said leave the demographics alone because it's a mindset. Notice he never contradicted her. When she said, I pay all the bills, I'm working super hard, his contribution to the conversation was two things. It was to say that she's selfish. Why is she selfish? Because he said she should get a second job. If she doesn't have enough money after paying all the bills for the household, she needs to get a second job. Why? Because he's trying to get his thing up off the ground. He's trying to get himself, he said me, in a secure position. They see you as mules. They see you as free labor. You know, the Bible says even the beast of burden that's helping you to trot out your corn deserves the mouthful of corn it can eat as it's walking around working. The demographics think you don't even deserve that. They don't think you have any claim to the fruit of your labor. They think you are their free slave to do with whatever they want. They want to milk you for your labor, for your income, and then they're going to save up their own money or your money and then walk out the door. He was screaming at her for asking for $10 after she said she pays almost $4,500 every month just for the bills to support the household. But according to him, she should be grateful because she's got a, quote, good man in that he does not cheat. And this is not an isolated incident. How many times have we seen women come to the internet saying, I want a divorce, and the man's response is, he doesn't cheat on you, he doesn't beat you, you should be so grateful. You should be grateful for not being abused. They think they are doing something extraordinary when they don't abuse you. They don't think you deserve good treatment as a baseline. What can being in a relationship with someone like that possibly add to your life? Now, she says she's getting a divorce. She says she's leaving. I hope she did all that to actually go somewhere. In addition to exposing how he's clearly a danger to her and their children, because he is emotionally dysregulated. Do you see him jumping around the kitchen like a child? He is having a tantrum because his free source of labor is leaving. And I'll tell you a secret. Y'all weren't ready when I said a lot of them, commit sewer slide to get away from the consequences of their actions, like that guy who exposed himself to the barista at the bikini coffee shop. So here's the new secret. A lot of these demographics, they didn't get so angry that they had to unalive you and unalive the children. Baby, they lost their labor source. They weren't going to have a roof over their head, and so they unalive you and the kids so they'll have some place to stay. Fight me. Think about it. How many of them have gone from place to place since they were born, sponging off of another person's resources? They lived in their mama's house until they were 30, 35, 40 years old. They moved out and they stayed with woman after woman, making sure to impregnate you so they have somebody to sponge off of long term. You've seen a million of them. Every relationship they live in with a new partner, and they always have to move in after a week or two. It's not love. He's a homosexual with no way to support himself. And when his latest victim seems to be getting wise and confronts him and is about to kick him out when he's not ready to monkey branch to the next victim, he's like, what am I going to do for shelter and food? And I have to pause here to say, notice how they never have enough money for the bills, for the necessities, to take care of home, but he's got plenty for recreational things. He started getting all agitated. She said, go smoke, because that's all you do anyway. They always have enough money for their stuff. They can find money for smoke and drink, but can't pay the bills. Can't give his wife $10. This is the magical marriage you're missing out on, guys. I said it yesterday on my backup channel, and I'll say it again today here. It's married women keeping single women single, because we either see what they're going through or they tell us, don't get in the situation that I'm in. Because she asked for $10, he is screaming and shouting. She says she wants a divorce. He is crashing out. She has to get on the internet to try to hopefully preserve her life and her children's lives. And their lives might be forfeit just so this loser can have 3 hots in a cot. They will literally unalive wife, children, and all, so they can now sponge off the government for all their daily needs. I'll make a separate video about this when I have time, but I better not see any more black women saying, oh, well, see, I'm just so afraid. I'm so scared of ordinary white men because they go wild and they unalive their whole family. The demographics are family annihilators too. It just doesn't get categorized like that because 9 times out of 10, they're not married to the victim. But we have the highest homicide rate as black women, okay? Because these creatures cannot regulate their emotions. They are selfish and greedy, and no one ever calls them to accountability. And so when somebody finally confronts them, they snap and unalive you, or they unalive you on purpose to avoid what they feel are the consequences and end up paying different consequences. For example, that guy who got exposed as being DL and then unalived his cousin on her birthday, which had nothing to do with anything. She didn't do anything to that man. One of his baby mamas and several other women. And he didn't snap. These women were in different locations, some of them hundreds of miles apart, and he was driving to another state to get another one off his hit list when the police caught him. But how many of these men are about to be exposed as having a mistress, having an outside child? That one just this last week who unalived his mistress, their child, her older children, and another adult woman in her house. I forget what their relationship was. You're just a monster. And this was no Pookie, no Ray Ray. This was an educated man with a responsible job and a position in the community. Monsters who have never been held accountable. You can judge from a little bit what a great deal means. Watch these videos and realize you need to stay away from the demographics. That's it. Like and follow for more.
Sometimes some women usually come for some women that talks about why they don't want to spend or spill the bill with their man, why they're not going to spend their money to buy anything or to contribute or to support. And you see some women coming for them and be like, why would you not support your partner in paying the rent? Why would you not support your partner in feeding? Why would you not support your partner in this and that? This is the reason. Because if you have a man like this and you are the one, it sees that you are paying all the bills, this kind of man will not drop any money when they start making money. No matter how little they make, a man that is going to provide for you, that little money you're going to know. You don't need to ask. When he has that little money, he will pay you back because he's not happy with the fact that you are the one paying the bills. If you have a man that you know that once you start paying the bill, once you start, you're the one paying this, paying that, is just going to answer off the bill, is wrong. It's like, I feel like it's a trap for you to enter into, you starting paying the bill, because that is how you're going to continue the relationship and to get to a stage whereby you'll be exhausted, just as that woman in the video. She's exhausted. Okay, she's tired of spending her money. In fact, she's spending her savings just to survive, and she's looking at the man in the house like, what are you even doing for me? Because I want to, let me even ask for $10. He cannot even give her $10. 10. It doesn't have $10. So what are you doing with him? You think that you will not understand what you're doing in the beginning. You feel like you're supporting, you're assisting. Oh, he doesn't have. Oh, let me pay this, let me pay that. You walk. It gets to a stage whereby they will ask you and tell you, did I beg you to pay the bills? It's to get to a stage whereby you will finish all your money and you sit down and realize that when these people have money, they do not give you the money because you are not their priority. I just feel like it's high time women realize that there are men like this that just want to feed on you, make sure that you have the money. So men are actually looking for women that can provide, women that have money so that they can take their money from them and use it to survive. So he's just jumping up and down because he's afraid you're going to leave him and he's like, where am I going to stay? Who is going to feed me? Where do I start from? It's not like he cares about the fact that you're leaving, like actually care about you as a person. It's because of what what you're offering him. Now he has to start afresh and start looking for who is going to put him in the house, who is going to, start feeding him and taking care of him the way you are. There are some men that don't even want to have their own money. They don't want to even provide for any woman. They are looking for women to give them their money to provide for them. And if you're a woman and you're just so desperate to have a man, just to have that title of I've got a man, you fall in victim with all these men because most of them are looking for women that has money, that have, doing well, a good job and all of that, just to collect money from them. You guys, what's your take on this video? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Respectfully, as always, your girl Mara David, and thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.